Hi everybody, we're Jeff and Adrian from Sailing Wind Therapy.
I'm Jeff, she's Adrian.
Yeah. And we put out a video a couple months ago about how we converted this charter boat to be our home. And we got a lot of comments on it, so I want to thank you all for that. But one of the comments that we got frequently was, how much did all of this cost? So we thought we would put this video together to go through everything and tell you how much it cost. But just remember that we had this boat work done in January and February of 2020. So kind of keep that in mind if you're planning to do a project similar to something that we've done, that this was a year and a half ago.
So the prices are, what we paid are, it's a close price, and it might not be exact at this point in time.
Right. And also the prices, if we forget to say it, most of the time it included installation, but we'll try to remember to say that the whole time.
So the first thing we talked about when we did our video was we said we start from the top and work our way down. So let's start that way.
Start from the top.
Okay. So the first thing we did was we put a radar on. It was a quantum radar, Doppler radar.
Right.
And the cost of that with the whole installation and the price was $4,000. Cha-ching. First thing, $4,000.
Right.
So after the radar, we worked our way aft and we talked about our solar array. So what we had made was a whole stainless steel custom fabricated arch that we built specifically for the boat, and that's holding 4 LG 350 watt solar panels. The whole stainless steel arch, which was beautifully done by a guy named John Brault, stainless steel fabricators in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Excellent work. The guy's amazing. He's like an artist. The cost for the arch, the 4 solar panels, and our Victron MPPT controller, which you need to load the solar into the batteries, was $16,500.
That also included installation of everything.
So the stainless steel arch, the 4 solar panels, the MPPT controller,
all the wiring,
all the controls, hooking that up to our batteries, that includes everything. So it seems like a really big number, but it was a lot of work. It
was a lot of work, and it's also something that's very important for the boat. You know, you're on the hook for a few days and you don't want to run your generator and you want to preserve diesel. And it works fantastic. Works absolutely great.
We love our solar. I think I want more. I'm addicted to solar. I want more. So after that, we went and I went a little bit forward and I showed where we moved our life raft. It was stuck inside a lazarette back there, which was horrible. There was no way to get to it. So we moved it to the top of our coach roof over there, and the cost to install that was $700.
And that included the cost of the cradle, as well as the installation of it.
So I had to buy the cradle, install it, move everything up. So that was the cost of that.
Right. Another thing that we did was we bought our Parasailor, and it's our head sail for us. It replaced the need for a spinnaker. We do not have a bowsprit. We don't have a code 0. We don't have a code D. We don't know if we're going to get those anytime, but for now, the Parasailors are great head sail for light downwind, and it works great. The cost of that was approximately $12,000. We did have the lines fabricated for that, and that was another $240, something like that. And then we installed the blocks and the clutches ourselves that were extra, and that came to about another $750. But keep in mind that the cost of the Parasailor is based on size, which is different based on the size of your boat. So that was the one for the Leopard 45.
So then we also spent an extra $700 to have our logo, our boat logo, on the Parasailor. Totally worth it for us. It's
for no other reason than it looks really cool.
It looks really cool. So you see our giant motorcycle logo on the Parasailor. It's awesome. So
looks like that.
So again, the Parasailor was about $12,000. That was with a boat show special. We got that one at the Annapolis Boat Show. But then we did add an extra $700 for that price to get our logo on it.
We had a lot of canvas work that we commissioned for the boat.
A lot of canvas work.
We did. This boat came with a lot of cushions, all the seat cushions for the forward cockpit and the aft cockpit. They did not come with backrests. We had backrests made for the cushions. We also replaced our helm seat. That was really uncomfortable, so we got a new helm seat. We got side curtains for the salon windows. Word to the wise, don't get white. They tried to talk me out of it, but I really wanted white, and I wish I had listened because now they're filthy, and no matter what I do, I can't clean them, so don't get white. We also had strataglass enclosure built for the helm station and for the aft cockpit. It runs down the sides. We did not have anything put across the stern. We didn't feel that it was necessary. We also have sunshades. The boat came with sunshades for the aft cockpit. They're white. We left the one across the stern, but we replaced the side curtains, the side sunshades, and made them gray. All of that work was approximately $16,000. Did I leave anything out?
Yes. So also in the forward cockpit, we added like lounge cushions on the top part of the forward cockpit, which I think we showed you in one of the videos before.
Sun pads, they call
I guess
them.
it was a sun pad. So we ordered 2 sun pads as well.
Yeah, so that was a lot of work. It came out really nicely. We're very, very happy with it. All the sunshades and all the strataglass can all be rolled up when we don't want it. We put it down, and it makes a whole other room on the boat based on the weather. So that's something that we're very happy we did.
Yeah.
$16,000.
Yeah.
Give or take a little bit.
That hurt. So we were talking about John Brault before. So we went on, right before we left for our trip to Bahamas, we went on a stainless steel rampage.
It was a binge.
Binge, yes. We did a binge. We called John Brault and said, we need shit.
Oh, yeah.
So we had him build us a custom dive rack so we can hold 4 tanks in it. It also extends out back so we can put our cooler back there so it fits really nicely. The second thing we did was we had him build a couple steps off of our transom, which enables you, if you're not on a floating dock and you have tide, a lot of times it's hard to get on and off the boat. So we had him build a couple of steps over there on each side of the boat, which makes getting on and off the boat with tidal changes much easier.
He calls them John Steps. He named them after himself.
I think someone named them for him, and he just adopted
kept the name.
Yeah. And then the third thing we did was we put a footrest underneath the helm station, underneath our seat, so we can sit there, and now our legs aren't dangling. It's very uncomfortable. So between the cushion and the footrest, it makes sitting up at the helm station 100 times more comfortable.
Yeah, it's great.
So those are a few extra things that we did as far as stainless steel goes.
At first, it seems kind of like a lot of money, but there's a lot of work that goes into it. He does beautiful welding. He also bends the stainless, and it really looks nice. He did a great job, so it's worth the money.
Okay, so next, when I was up at the helm station, I was talking about some of the electronics we added. One of the things we added was an AIS, automatic identification system. It was a Raymarine AIS 700. We bought it, and to buy it, it cost about $1,000. So when we went down to the BVI, we brought the AIS with us, and we asked the guys to install it for us. So I don't know how much that would have cost up in Florida, but we gave the guys like $100, and they went and they installed it for us. So we had just catamarans. Also add a second VHF coax cable up our mast. We use that for the AIS. And then we have the other VHF coax, which is specifically for the radio. So we have 2 coaxes up there, which is good for redundancy. It's easy to switch out if we need to, if one of them goes bad. So we added another stronger VHF coax antenna up there. And then the other thing we did was we had a Raymarine Axiom 9 up there, and it was very small, and we like big ones. We like really big ones. So we got the Raymarine Axiom 12 chart plotter. So it's an MFD. It's a multi-function display, and it makes a huge difference.
It does. Just that extra 3 inches makes a huge difference.
Who'd have thought that?
Who would have known?
Okay.
We talked about in the video how this boat was in the charter program with the moorings, and it was a crewed yacht. The crewed yachts came with an outside refrigerator. This boat mistakenly didn't get it. So when we phased out of the moorings charter program, they sent it to us, and we had to install that. That was another, how much was that? $516, because they had to do some fiberglass work also to make it fit. But it's great to have that outside refrigerator. It keeps your guests out of your regular refrigerator.
So we don't know how much your actual refrigerator costs, but we know it costs about $500 to install it.
And man, it's worth it.
Oh yeah, that's
worth having that refrigerator.
It's my beer refrigerator.
Yeah.
We added something called pirate lights. Pirate lights are awesome. They have a huge, really loud alarm system. They've got 3 really extremely bright lights. You can turn it off, on and off with a remote, or you can just turn the alarm off but leave the lights on. So when you come back to your boat at night, the lights come on, so it's a nice welcome home thing. So the Pirate lights were relatively inexpensive since they don't require Wi-Fi. It's just a standalone product, and it's going to go off, and that was $395 for the Pirate lights. To install it, we were going to try it ourselves, but it was going to take us days to install it. There's a lot of wiring. We had to drill some holes. We had to install somewhere the switches. So you have to cut some wood out, and we just didn't want to mess with it. I know Just Cats had done it before, so we gave it to them to do. So the installation was about $1,200 to do. Again, it took a while to do. If you want to do it yourself, I say go for it. If you call Pirate Lights, the guy's name is Jeff Cohen. My name is Jeff Cohen. And Jeff is an awesome guy. He's a sailor also. He invented these things. So call Jeff, and he would actually walk you through the setup. We had a problem where I couldn't get one of the lights to dim properly. We called him up. He was in the Bahamas. We were in the Bahamas, and he helped us out. So thank you, Jeff. The Pirate Lights are awesome. The other thing that we did for security is we added Ring spotlight cams. So they're awesome. It looks like just like your Ring doorbell or your Ring spotlight cam in your house. It's just on the boat. So we installed one aft and one forward. Anytime someone tries to walk on the boat, it'll go off. If it's dark out, the light will come on.
Drat you, Ring doorbell. You've ruined my yacht thievery again.
We can actually talk to the person. The only catch to it is you need Wi-Fi. So if you're not hooked up to Wi-Fi, it doesn't really work so well. So when we're at the marina or any place at Wi-Fi, it's always on. It's amazing. If you don't have Wi-Fi, it's a bit of a problem. So that's why we have the Pirate lights. The Ring spotlights are a couple $100 each, I think like $200 each. So 2 of them was $400. And installation was
We did it ourselves.
oh yeah, there's really no installation. You just it's not wired. It's just a battery. So pop it on. I did it myself. So installation was.
You did it yourself?
Yeah, I put that on myself.
I don't think so.
I think I did.
I drilled the holes.
Oh, she drilled the holes.
Thank you.
Which is pretty much the only, that's pretty much the only installation, but I stuck it up there.
You did. You stuck it up there.
So the cost for that was cha-ching, $0. Okay.
All right. Batteries. We talked a lot about our batteries in the video. The boat came with 600 amp hours of lead acid batteries. And we knew we wanted lithium. We went through that in the video. The cost of the batteries, they were expensive. They were $3,500 a piece, so it was $10,500 for the cost of the batteries, and the installation of the batteries, which included wiring, was $1,000.
Right.
So $11,500 to replace our batteries.
So what we did was we added a Victron Multi-Plus 3,000 watt inverter charger. And that was our initial, I'm saying that was our initial setup because when we filmed the video initially, that's what we had. The Victron Multi-Plus 3,000 watt inverter charger is about $3,000 to buy and install. With that, we also needed a Victron a battery monitor, which is BMV 712, and that's $700 to purchase and install. We needed also, we didn't need it, but we got the Victron color control panel.
It's so cool though.
It's like the greatest part of the boat. So basically you can turn it, you can flick the button and you can see what's coming in, how much solar coming in, what's coming out in AC, what's coming out in DC, how fast you're charging. It's amazing. Yeah. I don't think I can live without it. It's awesome.
Lots of information.
That thing was only $1,000 to buy and install.
Seems like everything's in increments of $1,000.
Yeah. And then we got soft start. We needed soft starts for the AC because you can't turn the AC on if it's inverted. It uses too much energy, so you need a soft start so it ramps up slowly. So we bought 2 soft starts, one for each air conditioning, and that ended up being $800, $400 each for a soft start for the AC and to have it installed. So fast forward a few months later, we spent the whole season in the Bahamas. Absolutely loved it. Greatest place ever. But one of the things we learned was we wanted more power. We thought we can live with the 3,000 watt inverter, and we kind of can, but we wanted more. And the reason is, there's two reasons. One, we wanted to invert the whole boat. What wasn't inverted were our water heaters and our washer dryer. Anything else?
No, I think everything else was inverted, except the water maker, but that still isn't.
Yeah. So,
but those are the only two things that they add on there.
Okay, so we wanted to invert the rest of the boat. So we felt like we needed a little bit more power for that. Very often, what would happen with our 3,000 watt inverter is if we turn our electric oven on and something else was going, boom, everything popped. So we wanted a little bit more power for that. But the other huge part was with the 3,000 watt inverter, you can only load about 100 amps into your battery. So at night, we would turn our AC on at night, and we wake up in the morning, and just on battery, and we wake up in the morning, and we'd be down to 10 to 20% battery. To turn the generator on later, it was loading about 100 amps. 100 amps per hour is what it was loading. So to fill the battery up might take 5 or 6 or 7 hours. So we decided to replace the Victron MultiPlus 3000 with a Victron 5000 Quattro. So the 5000 basically gives us a lot more inversion. We inverted the whole boat now, so we can run a lot more things off the battery. And then the huge part for that was when we turn the generator on, we can now load 200 amps into the battery, twice as much. So if our batteries are down to 10 to 20%, we can throw, and it's not a lot of sun out, we can throw the generators on for a few hours, and we're really charged up pretty quickly. So we get a lot more charging power, which was the selling point for us. So we inverted the whole boat. We changed our Victron 3000 to a Victron 5000. The Victron Quattro 5000 cost about $6,500 to buy and install and rewire the whole boat for that. And then we ended up selling the MultiPlus for a little under $1,000. So we got a little bit of money back for that.
One of the things that has saved our gel coat a couple of times are the RubRails that we put on. They were $3,500. They go from bow to stern on each side. They were installed beautifully, and I'll tell you, whenever you're docking up against a dock with exterior pilings, a lot of the times those pilings are not, they don't have any fenders on them. And you can never know where your fenders are going to go. They always move. And so these RubRails are really important. They were $3,500. Oh, and the boat came with a Delta 55 anchor. It worked great. We just wanted a little more holding power. So we purchased a Rocna 73. We got that on sale. That was $800. And we replaced our anchor chain. There was nothing wrong with the chain that we had, except we had 200 feet, and at 150 feet, we had a connector link, which was not the same stainless as the rest of the chain, so it completely rotted. And I didn't want to have the connector link in there, so we replaced all of our chain, and that was $1,400.
But we got like the best chain you can buy.
Yeah.
Like the Akko G4 grade chain. So
4G is like a cell phone.
4G G4.
G4.
Yeah.
All right. Interior stuff. We cut some access panels and added doors for them where we didn't have any panels before, and it makes it a lot more livable. You can get to your groceries, you can get to your leftover dishes, batteries, whatever. It just makes everything a lot more livable. We cut double doors in, there's a cabinet in the salon, and that was $900. We added the shelf above the port side. Yeah, that over there. That was a tiny, tiny shelf, and we made a big shelf. That was $900. Let's see, what else did they do? So underneath the seat here in the salon, under this bench seat, is a lot of storage, and it's very difficult to access it because you have to take this off, you have to take the cushion off, and then you have to dig around for everything. So, so we went below, and we'll show you that. We went below and we cut an access panel with a hinged door down there, and that's just great access, and that was another $900.
We call it the pantry, though.
We do. We call it the pantry. And then there's a four-peak on the port side in front of the cabin. That used to be a crew sleeping quarter. We're really just using it for storage. We're going to clean it up a little bit when our grandbaby comes to visit, but we had some double doors cut into that, and that was more expensive. They had a lot more work to do. There were 2 doors, and that came out to be $2,100. Oh, hey, can I talk about the laundry room?
Yeah, it's your laundry room. I don't know how to do the laundry.
I love my laundry room. Laundry / closet / utility room. That was a cabin just like the cabin on the port side. Just had a bed and 2 drawers under the bed, and it was a bedroom. And Just Catamarans worked with us. They gutted the entire room. They built a chest of drawers. They removed some shelves, built drawers where the shelves were, built our laundry hamper.
They had to build a whole subfloor.
They had to put a whole floor in there. They built a cabinet to surround the washer and dryer with a shelf above it that was strong enough to hold the Dometic electric cooler that we wanted. The entire cost of the room was $14,500.
We thought it was going to be a lot more than
Yeah,
that.
we
So
did.
like we were like, oh, okay.
Yeah, and the Splendide washer dryer, the cost of that plus installation was $4,600. So the total cost of the room, including the washer dryer, was $19,100.
And back to the washer and dryer, it was very complicated to do. They had to drill some holes and run the vent, run all the wiring and electric to it. So it wasn't just like buying a washer and shoving it in. There was a lot of installation. So a lot of man hours for that.
There's one other thing that I would do differently on this room, and we have a massive laundry hamper, which is great in theory because you can put a lot of clothes in there, but when that thing is full, you've got 7 or 8 loads to do on the boat, and that's kind of a lot. So I would cut the size down for that laundry hamper and have another drawer. That's what I would do differently next time.
Doing those 4 or 5 loads of laundry would take me all day.
7 or 8.
Doing 7 or 8 loads of laundry would take
2
me all
days.
day.
Take you 2 days.
But I don't know how to do laundry, so it would really take me infinite.
I'll teach you, honey.
Okay.
Okay.
So we also talked about in the video, we talked about our Wi-Fi on the boat. We bought what's called an MBR 550 router. So it's a router that basically gives the boat internet. And it gets the internet from either Wi-Fi or cell. So we bought the router, MBR 550. We bought it's called a Pro Dual Band Wi-Fi booster. So it gets us Wi-Fi into the router. And we also bought what's called an extended cell booster. So that will, if we stick a SIM card in it for a cell company, and we can get cellular service also. So to get Wi-Fi on the boat, either via Wi-Fi or cell, we bought this whole package from Wave Wi-Fi. Guys are really helpful. They really talk you through it. We had Just Catamarans install it, but those guys are very, very receptive. I had a problem once, and we called them, and they were really good. So the MBR 550 router was $1,200 to buy. The Pro Dual Wi-Fi booster is $600. The external cell booster is $120, and the install for everything was $600. And we showed you that in the video where it was up there. But so that gives us Wi-Fi for the boat.
This boat has 4 heads on it right now. Had 5. We got rid of one of those. We'll talk about that. When you're in a marina, the water can be kind of nasty. So this boat came with saltwater flush heads, and we really wanted the option to do freshwater flush based on where we were. So Just Catamarans installed a toggle switch and the valves, and they did that with $600 a piece. And I originally said to them, just show me how to do the first one and I'll do the other 3. And they did. They showed me how to do the first one. Nothing that I couldn't have done, but we actually just let them do it anyway.
Yeah, we kind of ran out of time, and
yeah. And they knew how to do it.
They had all the pieces. Like, yeah, you did one, just do the other 3.
Just do the rest. So they did it.
Right.
Well worth it though, because some of the marina water's not been so nice.
True.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. Oh no, we love it. It's great to have it.
Yeah, it is.
So, and that includes all the wiring and everything.
MaxProps.
We talked about our MaxProps. We love those things.
Oh, yeah.
They work great. We were sailing with some friends, same exact boat, and we were constantly a knot and a half faster. I attribute it to my really good sailing skills, but it really was just the props. So we motor faster. We back up much faster, much more power when we back up for docking, and we sail a lot faster as well. So the MaxProps are not cheap. It ended up costing us $4,400 per prop, and that included installation. So it was $8,800 for 2 MaxProps installed.
But we saved the old props too, just in case.
Yeah, in case one of them falls off, I'm not going to
don't say
forget.
that. Don't say that.
So something else we didn't talk about in the conversion video was this boat didn't come with a speed transducer,
Right.
which is really weird. Everyone's like thought we should have one, and we thought we should have one too, but we don't have a speed transducer. So we can tell how fast we're going basically by GPS, which is speed over ground. But I really wanted speed because if you have speed through water versus speed over ground, then you can calculate all your polars properly. So I really wanted that. I know the paddle wheels are always breaking on those. So Airmar came out with a new transducer, which is ultrasonic. There's no paddle wheel, so it's an ultrasonic speed, depth, and temperature sensor. So it's called a Airmar UDST 800. It was hard to find because I'm not sure why it was hard to find, but
Because you have to buy through them.
yeah, normally they mark everything up through Raymarine, but for some reason this one is not done yet. So we replaced our current, just our depth transducer, and we use that one. So the actual product, the Airmar UDST, costs about $960 to buy, and then just Catamaran's charge us $600 and change to install it. It's not a simple plug and play. They had to run a bunch of wires because there's a little computer in there which the ultrasonic component uses to calculate the speed. So $950 or so and $600 and change to install it.
We never before felt a need to monitor our water tanks. We always would just go out there and look, every couple of days. Oh, how much water do we have? And we'd open it up and look. And somebody told us, oh, you should get a water tank gauge. Okay, so we did. we got one for each tank.
Well, we realized, like, I always thought it was ridiculous. Like, why do you need a gauge
Right.
on your control panel to see your water? Just go out and look at the water.
Yeah.
Something else that's going to break. But after spending 4 months on the hook and just running around traveling, it became a total pain in the butt to go check it all the time.
Yeah, you go check it. No, you go check
Right.
it.
So I used to make fun of people for having that, like it's a complete waste of money and time. But we realized that we wanted it. So
Yeah.
we ended up getting that. That ended up costing about $900 to buy the components, have it installed, drill holes in our control panel and put the gauges there.
And
so,
run all the wiring and everything.
Yeah.
So
it's a little over $900 for that.
yeah. When we pulled the boat out of charter and sailed it back home from the BVI, we really noticed pretty quickly that our mattress just wasn't going to cut it. And our friends Randy and Lenny Smith from Happy Together told us about Handicraft Mattress Company in Fort Lauderdale. So we paid them a visit, and we really bought the top of the line that they have. We got a custom made mattress. They make them right there in Fort Lauderdale, which is really, really nice. We had a tour of the factory. We spent a lot of money on it. It was $3,700, and that included the cost to ship it up here to St. Petersburg. It's my favorite mattress that I've ever slept on.
Agreed. Yeah.
In my life. Like I said, it's their top of the line mattress. If we ever move off of this boat, I'll have them make me one for whatever home I live in at the time. But it's by far changed my life on this boat.
And when we toured the factory, it was a lot of fun because we would get on one bed, and we would say, "Can you guys give us 5 minutes, please?"
No, you said that. I didn't say that.
Yeah, but they wouldn't.
No, they wouldn't give us 5
After
minutes.
I said that, they wouldn't leave us alone in the factory to
No.
test the beds out, which was awkward. So that, again, the mattresses that come with the charter boat are great if you're spending a week on the boat. They're fine.
Yeah.
Any more than a week, after like 2 weeks on the boat, my shoulders were killing me. My hips were killing me. It was like sleeping on a rock after 2 weeks. So we decided to get the mattress, and it's awesome.
But we only got the one for our bedroom.
Oh yeah.
Because we decided, we don't really want anybody to stay longer than a week.
So we got a nice comfortable one for ours. Everyone else has the one that lasts a week, and then their hips start hurting.
Right. And then they go home.
Right.
These blinds, the boat was supposed to come with them. It didn't. So Leopard honored their agreement with us, and we had these installed. Poseidon in Fort Lauderdale actually came out and took the measurements while the boat was down there. They made them, actually sent a guy up here to St. Petersburg to install them for us. The cost of all the blinds, that's all interior blinds, the sliding doors, side windows, forward doors, everything. that cost was $5,225.
And there's 10 custom blinds.
Yeah.
So.
And plus that included the installation also.
Right. And then pretty much the last thing, I don't know if we missed anything, but the boat came with the dinghy, with the tender, and a Tohatsu Everrun 22-stroke 25-horse engine. It was a piece of garbage. It belched oil and smoke. It was loud. It was bubbly and rumbly, and I couldn't stand it. I was so happy when it died, because I'm like, good, I have an excuse to get rid of it. So we ended up getting rid of the Tohatsu 2-stroke. It worked okay. I just didn't. I felt guilty going to the Bahamas with an engine that's like spewing oil into the water. I didn't like that. So we ended up replacing that. We got a Yamaha F25 outboard, which we love. It's amazing. And there's a battery in it with a push start, so we just got to push the button. So that whole thing, including the Yamaha F25, including the install, was $4,600. Yeah.
So there you have all of the numbers. If you noticed anything in the video that we didn't talk about, leave us a comment or send us a message, and we'll be happy to address it. There's really nothing that we've done that we regret doing, or that we thought, man, that was just too much money. Right. There were some things that if I knew then what I know now, I might have done differently, or I might have done it myself.
Right.
But overall, we're just really, really happy with everything we did.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's it. So thank you for watching, and
feel free to like the video, subscribe if you haven't, tell your friends, tell your family.
Oh, hit the bell. We never tell anybody to hit the bell.
Yeah, there's a bell.
There's
apparently.
A bell next to supposedly it's next to the subscribe button. But anyway, hit the bell, and that way you'll know when we upload new stuff. We've been uploading pretty frequently lately, so
yeah. Okay.
Hit the subscribe button and tell your friends.
Thanks everybody for watching. Any questions or concerns or comments, positive, constructive criticism, feel free to comment on it.
Bye.
See you, everybody.
Okay.
You have to put the bell on.
No.
That might be okay, right? It's not going to be perfect, but...
Nothing's perfect. Why won't it stop recording?
We all need